The light is on in all our hearts. We have with us marvelous, miraculous, budding, blooming flowers and water. Hugs and love to all, both and each and everyone as soon as possible. And we'll say that again. The light is on in all our hearts. We have with us marvelous, miraculous, budding, blooming flowers. Hugs and love to all, both and each and everyone as soon as possible. We'll say all the languages, greetings in just a moment. We're kind of running behind, so we wanted to say love and live longest, ever young, prosper, and all, both and each and everyone as soon as possible. As Equinox Recused Co-Secretary General Spuseraz, love and live young, ever longest, and eternally young as Equinox Recused Co-Secretary Generals and prosper everyone and all. And we'll say, we'll drink the milk of human kindness on behalf of all, both and each and every one, especially 3 years ongoing breastfeeding on cue for every holy baby girl and holy baby boy, past, present, future. Equinox Recused, representing all, both and each and every one. I drink on behalf of all, both and each and every one. And our Earthsz and Earthsz liquids, Soma and Entheons. On behalf of all, both and each and every one, I drink. And representing all, both and each and every one as soon as possible, I drink the milk, the water of loving, living planets that will reclaim and sustain all our planet Earth to be, all past, present, future, as Equinox Recused Co-Secretary General Spuseraz, representing all, both and each and every one as soon as possible. And I celebrate and re-celebrate all our birthdays, conception days, name days, and holy days, past, present, future, as Equinox Recused Co-Secretary General Spuseraz, starting with our Shekinas and our young Shekinas and Hekinas, past, present, future, age 37 and younger right now, especially our groups here that are on this planet, so important. And then all of our years round, starting with our equinox into solar birthdays, into equinoxes again, all equinoxes years round, and we'll celebrate and re-celebrate all our birthdays, conception days, name days, and holy days, past, present, future, as Equinox Recused Co-Secretary General Spuseraz. And let me just back up just a moment here and do our usual beginning a little bit more completely. And we want to say this part again because we were a little bit hurrying before. We want to say it a little more slowly. And we'll say, Namaste, mitakuye oyasin, mitakuye koseveral, cons unpax, co-impacts culture, tubes, sedleric, tubesk, bava l'chaim, shalom, salam, salam, shalom, mir pache, mir, and mir pache, mir, merci, buenos dias, ciao, schlanzavag, tiobes, sedleric, tiobesk, chinque, chop, sayonara, das vidanya, good day, and cheerio. And if I forgot any languages, you include them, and I'll say again, let us love and live eternally young, longest, and prosper all, both in each and every one, as Equinox True Q's Co-Secretary General's Co-Secretary. And again, we'll say, let us love and live eternally young, longest, and prosper all, both in each and every one, as soon as possible, as Equinox True Q's Co-Secretary General's Co-Secretary. And we'll show our Purim cookie, our Passover wafer. We are continuing the holy days of springs now. Just because it's solar doesn't mean we're discontinuous with equinox. We're carrying the spirit of equinox into all of our doings, equality, equanimity, and equity, and emotional quotients and empathy quotients. These are what's most important for our culture right now. So we are going to make our Purim cookie a round one, so that the women gather to declare 50-50 and let the princes know that they already have it. And then our wafer, reminding us that patriarchy causes people to hurry and rush. They can't become risen in that way. The only way to do that is to become risen as more well-rounded beings, divinely apotheosis beings, all of us like goddesses and gods. And we have our females and our old males represented here as risen Equinox True Q's Co-Secretary General's Co-Secretary. And then we'll also show the other grains of our world, some of them non-adulterated, Mother Nature's best, our oats and our rice. We'll use permaculture and organic agriculture to be the way of our worlds. We have to get the big corporations out of our courts. We have to change our way of doing justice in this world, and then we'll be home free to take care of our planet and sustain it again. And we'll also show the eggs of egalitarian culture. We'll show the eggs of egalitarian culture. The three women gathered. Bonobo becomes, you know how to be goddesses. Goddess ability to transform the whole world with solar energy almost overnight. Goddess ability to get all the computers of the world linked so that important people in every community are not left out of better knowledge than they get from television, and so forth. So we have those powers, and we bring together the three women, and then make it 7 women, all goddess anointing one another, and then bring forth 2 young women and 2 young men in egalitarian culture, promising and delivering to them balance of love and work via the new millennial golden rule. And then being sure that they recognize each other as equally important, and that males are not more important than females in decision making, and that females, although particularly important for babies, are not throughout the life of children to so exclude men that men do not have a chance to bond with their own children, and also to recognize the activities of their wives as important in what they do for their children. We need to have a balance of love and work in this and all of our world lands and all of our worlds. And so we'll do that, and that makes it possible to have egalitarian relationships between sister gazinas. That is, relationships where women can learn and give and take from one another, not say, well, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do this and I'm not going to listen to you. That is what we see a lot of going on in the United States. I believe this and I believe that, well, then I won't talk to you. And that's going on all over among women, and it's an absurd, infantile way of dealing among women. We have to have them learn to listen, to give and take with one another, and also bring forth the threesomes and greater numbers that I showed you before. And then we also have to have that among men. Men cannot be in this little situation, whether it's in the family or the workplace or the political life, where they say, oh, honey cutie, get me the coffee. You're not as important as I am in the executive room. That cannot be done. If we continue that process, we won't have an Earth much longer. It's that simple. And the women also can't play the game either. Oh, I just want to suck up to you, old guy, so you'll give me a semi-promotion and you won't trouble me and I can bring home some special toys to my kids and I don't have to worry about the rest of the world. That kind of activity among women is also reprehensible. We all have to look out for the greater well-being of everyone and have to learn to think that way, and therefore there can't be gender hierarchy, and both genders have to recognize that. Both genders have to recognize that. Not only men, not only women, but both women and men have to recognize that. And that makes possible egalitarian marriage, and that is a subset of egalitarian sisterhood and sister cousinhood and brother cousinhood, and a very important one because that's where children are raised, and but not out of context with the extended family. The extended family also has to be available and having reunions and so forth, so the children do understand that it does take more than a village as a geographical area. It takes an extended family, and all villages are extended families, and so that's what we have to do. We have to take a village family, and then also egalitarian relationships between men, so that they don't dominate and exploit one another, based on nationality, based on ethnicity or race, based on birth order, based on class, based on any of those false values. And then the importance of the yin and yang, give and take, and lovingness in each person, and the ability to act with important integrity, but also to listen and to give another person a chance to speak and communicate, instead of just acting on basis of unitary and hierarchical notions. So that's our egalitarian culture shown by eggs. And you are all the eggs, and you all have to give birth. And we'll also show, we'll get on our conference line. Okay, now we're on our conference line. If you're outside of North America, dial 011-641-715, 3580, and add to that the access code is 773342. Okay, and you're welcome to come join us. Here we have our consciousness currencies. These are very important to understand. They show the New Millennial Golden Rule on them, the circle process, the Patriarchy, and the genuine progress indicator. And they depict our Shekinahs, our important Shekinahs, all our of the past, all of the current Shekinahs, mature women chronologically on our planet, especially in our family, our extended family, and all of our youths, females and males, our young Shekinahs and our young Shekinahs around age 37s and younger. And we'll show these to you and give them all their big kisses. This is the Margilian family, the Silver Golden Kindian family, the Zalkindian family, the Feldmarian family. All that Marian, Feldmarian makes a circle. We also include in that Goldbergian, Caballerian, Millerian, Herzlian, Hurstian, Newcomerian, Lightian, Light, our Mrs. Light's family, and many more. I've been neglecting Mrs. Light, and I need to remember her. That's an important thing for me to say. I had that insight earlier on, and I haven't been saying it. So let me include all of our teachers' families and understand that this is very important teaching that we're doing here now. And all our mothers and all our teachers, putting them together. And with their students, their young females and males, and we give each other, we start with the women, give each other anointedness, and then anoint our females and males to egalitarian culture. And that's worth trillions and zillions. Each person is worth that, and the collective collective understanding of that is incredibly priceless, as you can grasp. And here we have our multi-branching family tree, and our great and grandmother's generations, and as Harriet and Ray, the big gatherers here, as well as, of course, Grandma Popper, Grandma Marguerite, Precious Antoinette, and Rose, Grandma Annette, Grandma Marie of loving kindness, and Dorothy, and all her Shekinahs, and all the those Shekinahs of Lynn and Rachel, the Everything's All Connected family, and the Stargate family, and Stargates are openable. And we also have here our current generations of women, including Marion and Julia Marie and Victoria and I and Georgine, Anna Marie and my Patricia, and all their sister Kazinas, you know, and I neglected to mention their great and grandmothers. Let me say also mentioning those of Gaugy and those of Lillian Gay, and also those of Anna Marie and my Patricia, Rose, Marie, and Pearl, and also their current sisters Laura and Sophie and Martha and Pauline, and also in Rita and Maryland, and we have Michelle and Linda and Susan, Esther, and a couple of Esthers, and Judy and a couple of Judys, and so forth, and all of our Cheryl and Meredith, and all of our middle generations of women, and our younger women and young men. We include Hadass, Vanessa, Rachel Marie, Danielle, Juliet, Stacy, Anastasia, Soma, Hallel, Ashira, Elisa, Sandra, Rebecca, and I need to include in this generation Donna and Diana, and also here again with the younger women, Sandra and Rebecca, and Abby and Sarah, and all of the various many women of this generation, younger generation women, and also our young men of that generation, Ishai, and Harlan Lusaviz, and Ishai, and Ross and Marcel. And all of these are included. We give them all big kisses. Okay. And this branch of our family, this, and did I say the Adelian branch, and Victoria, Mariama, Liberté, and Estrella, I should have mentioned also, and let me include them right now and say them again. Victoria, Mariama, Liberté, and Estrella, as well as Julia, Marie, and I, and Georgine, and Cheryl, and all of the other related branches here. This branch is a very, very important. So let's give them a big ability to be understanding their importance in the context of the larger circle that you just saw. And we say, there we are. 7s and 11s is what we're trying to do. And we also say this again, we show this again, very most important, the gathering of the larger extended family. And there's other people that really should have included, Helene and Bach and Sherry and Thelma, in memory of Thelma and Lee, and there's Arlene, and there's many, many more in our family and community. And you know that it's just everyone. You just start with the various generations of women and then younger generations of women and young men, and that's the way it's done. Okay, and we'll also say we'll start fresh. We'll pick Parity Paradisze, past, present, future, and Equinox True Qs as Equinox True Qs Co-Secretary Generals Co-Secretary, and we're going to stop cooperating with patriarchy. This is not only a matter of acting like a patriarchy, this is a matter of cooperating with it. Treating it as if it's normal, treating it as it's viable, treating it as a bunch of old men could figure their way out of the mess they've made. They can't. They need the women and they need the youths to do it for them. First go first. They need to take a seat on the waiting until they're called upon to come in, and during that time they can give all. They can do a transfer of some of their hoarding that they've done of illegitimate concepts of wealth, and give services to women and to youths and to children, females and males, and that's their way to prepare for their full reintegration as full partners in 6 to 9 months. So this is our confederation, and we'll say we'll pick parity, past, present, future, as a family community and as a confederation of Earth and planets, past, present, future, as Equinox True Qs, Co-Secretary Generals, Co-Secretary. Okay, now we'll also say this again. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, all the blessings and all the greetings of all the heritages of our Earth and our Earths, past, present, future, as Equinox True Qs, Co-Secretary Generals, Co-Secretary. And we'll say, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, all the blessings and all the greetings of all the heritages of our Earth and our Earths, past, present, future, as Equinox True Qs, Co-Secretary Generals, Co-Secretary. And we didn't, when we first came in, we didn't get a chance to give our full sequence, so we're going to show some of our usual graphics that we also want to give to show the continuity of day and night, and that we started out asking for connection, right, to our larger universe as well as on our Earth. But now we'll go back to our daytime sun dawning time that we are actually at. Okay.
If your call is regarding a power outage or street lights, please contact Manitoba Hydro
this too. We do this as a broadcast. I unfortunately had the mute on, but now I'm back. As a broadcast on the air that reaches people all over around the world. And here's the names that I've just given you. They've heard them many, many times, and they just saw their pictures. We hold up all their pictures and represent all of our generations, past, present, and future. And we want to represent your great and grandmothers and your sister Casinas and your young sister Casinas and cousin brothers, just as ours and Brittany, because we know that our world, as it's currently going under the alleged leadership of old men that has been kept in place by a controlled media, is on its way to planetocide. We are on our way to extinction because of global warming and because of other threats environmentally and also social upheavals, which eventually wind up with wars and potential nuclear exchanges between so-called nations. What we're conveying is that the entire world is a family, and we're all nativities, not nations. And we have one big nation. It's called the planet Earth, and it's connected to other similar planets around the universe. And we have a right to have our planet survive and thrive and be connected to other planets in the universe in peace culture.
Right.
So does that make all sense to you?
Yeah, it does make sense.
And would you say you also would like to embrace the new millennial golden rule? You could read about it at 5050now.wordpress.com. You might just want to say right now if you think parity is better than patriarchy.
I am not sure at this moment.
Okay, well, you haven't had an opportunity to hear any discussions of that. Had you would probably immediately say, yes, I want to pick parity. Because then you would know the facts, and the facts
Right.
are absolutely clear. There have been anthropological studies, sociological studies, political and economic studies, and every region of Earth where you have egalitarianism and more, and especially full parity of women in government, has protected an environmental situation, better preventive medical and health systems, better family leave, work and life balance, and happier people who have far less stress and are not engaged in war.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all about culture, and it's an anthropological problem. And we just wanted you to, I like to have my family hear me in cooperation with other women. And I always say the mother of the universe, the mother goddess aspect, which is also working all the time with the father aspect of the universe. In other words, the yin always works with the yang. Well, the mother especially hears it when women are talking together. Right. And recognizing each other's importance.
Yeah.
And so that's what you and I are doing right now.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and we are doing it on behalf of all this larger family, and your family is included in that, because the other thing that anthropologists now tell us, and it's absolutely true, is that everyone on Earth is no more than 50th Casina to everyone else, and 50th cousin. So therefore, you and I are at most 50th Casina away from another on family tree. We have likely a not that long ago common ancestry. My family did spend time in France. I don't know if your family is from France or Brittany area, but we definitely were in France. Yes. And a lot of our family names are French.
Right.
And so, you know, we may have a very easy to find common ancestry, and one of the things that we're also encouraging our family to do is to trace their genealogy, starting with the women, and then look at the all the maternal branches, and then the maternal grandparental branches, and then go back and also do the paternal branches also, but start with the women, the grandmothers on that branch, and then do all the entire circle of the family. And then you will begin to understand, if you think about gender parity as a right that people always should have had and should have kept since the fall of Atlantis, and that was a big error in humankind, that they let that egalitarian culture get lost. Our Judeo-Christian culture got lost of Atlantis, but we do know that they were in the Galilee, and they do have Atlantis sculptures there. So I'm getting a beep in, so I'm going to let you go.
Okay.
All right, and I say so much that I thank you for being involved in this call, and you are welcome to contact us, and you'll see the names of all the people I've mentioned as among the representatives on the website. And it's right there on the section that says among the representatives, you, and you. And you'll see we have a lot of people from Canada. We include Raylene Dion. I'm not sure if you know about her, but she was very involved in Equal Voice in Canada, and Elizabeth May, and other people that we know about in the various efforts to protect the Canadian society and environment. But we regard as all one world. It's just Canada Earth, United States Earth. It's all Earth.
Right. Yes, yes, yes.
So it's all Earths and it's all universe. It's all the universe too, and it gives us the potential to open the stargates, that recognition. So we've been very much inspired by Stargate and Star Trek, which are very based in anthropology. And we call our young people by the names of some of the Star Trek characters. I call Vanessa Salya and Honolulu is Wesley, and then myself and my sister I try to refer to us as Deanna and Luxana Troy and Aurelia and Troy, and other people, so that we can identify with a more advanced society. And Victoria and the same thing with her family and so forth. All of us we identify with a more advanced society. So I'm going to let you go and continue, but share this with everyone. And share this with as many people as you can every day, because that will make the differences to whether or not we prevent planetocide and have a peaceful planet that can connect with other planets, or we die in our own wars and waste.
I will, for sure.
All right, dear. Every blessing. And you are anointed, and we thank you for your listening. Is there anything you'd like to say?
Oh, no, I'm okay. Thank you.
Okay. Did you have any thoughts that you want to share about what you're doing?
Oh, I'm just at work right now, working with 311.
Well, you do a lot of great good for that way, and we thank you very much. And that 311 is a date that we're continuing. We also think of it in terms of a symbolic date of the early beginnings of springtime. And we say that you're a spring person. All the young people in our family are springs representatives, and so are the older women as they become more attuned to what this is all about too. And all people will be.
Oh, that's good to know.
All right, dear. Thank you so much.
No worries. Thank you.
Okay. Every blessing. And I also say the names of the men of our family. Alana, Julian, Lewis, Alan, last girl, and then the younger brothers, Wells, Joseph, and Carl. We don't want to leave the men of our generations out. We do want to include them. Okay. Every blessing.
Every blessing.
Yours too. Every blessing.
Bye.
Take care. See you soon. We'll call you again. Okay, there you have a nice conversation with Brittany, and I'm going to send this message, and we'll get back with you and let you know that it's here. Let me say again that the nationalistic days that were supposedly celebrated in Canada and the United States at this early beginning of July are premature, and what we are going to do is help you by hopefully somewhere between the 11th and the 22nd celebrate the more mature interdependence days of our planet and our planets under the New Millennial Golden Rule as co-federation co-leaders and as family members of love, life, and light in the love, light, and in the light of balance. And reparation is needed for balance, and then we can have true balance, and everyone will be included. You are so precious, all of you, and Brittany is very precious too for being a participant. And just remember that each person you encounter has a potential and has universes within them. And we all have to recognize, especially among women whose voices have been muted, and women who don't recognize the importance of one another, and youths who see their mothers doing that. We have to reclaim their ability to appreciate the divine feminine and understand that even men have aspects of divine feminine within them. They're created by the Mother, Father, Goddess, God too, not just by a male. They couldn't be created just by a male. They wouldn't obviously be born, possibly. It would be impossible for anyone to be born if they were just created by one gender. So we understand that, and we love you all, and I'll go ahead and send this message. And give you all huge hugs and all the kisses. And you saw the ceremony. Hopefully you can watch it on Google and YouTube.
To save this message, press 1. Your greeting has been saved. To change call service. The number of your